All right, good morning, everybody. So we're back working on Big Blue. So as you can see, we got a door here. Obviously, this is not the door that's on the truck, because the door that's on the truck has big rust holes all in it. This is a door I picked up used. Got it for pretty cheap, about 50 bucks. It has pretty much no rust, but it does have. Oh yeah, look at that. That's like the Grand Canyon right there. So basically has, as you can see, a huge swipe down the side, real nice, boom, 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 and then a big crater right there. So originally I was thinking, okay, I'll bang this out, I'll get a stud puller, welder, and I'll weld studs and I'll bang it out and I'll, get this somewhat decent, weld it up and fill it with fiberglass and Bondo and, make it decent. Like I said, work truck, but I think for the amount of work that's going to take, and the fact is that, I don't know if you can see, there's a body line. See this body line right here? Of course, this goes flush into the body line. So you basically lose this whole body line. So I'm thinking, okay, for the amount of work to try to get this out and fix that body line, for 50 bucks, I bought this cheater panel right here. The lower panel goes like so. Boom. And I'm just going to install that. It's going to save me, I think, a lot of work because the door's off the truck. Doing this panel is really not that bad. Done quite a few of them in my time. So I kind of got started. I figured I'd grab the camera to show you how I'm doing it. So obviously, you see this magic marker line. I just laid the cheater panel down. And I traced it where it's going to land. I'll probably cut right on the edge of that line, and I'll leave that little bit of material because I can fine tune that to get a nice tight seam and fit it. What I've been doing lately with these, I'll use what they call panel bond, and I'll bond little strips of metal on the inside. Then I'll bond this panel to those strips, and I'll use panel bond. There will be some welds. I will put a few welds to hold it, but I'm pretty much just gonna get rid of this panel, splice on the new panel, and try to save myself some aggravation with working with that, because I think that I don't think it's gonna be worth trying to get that out. So basically, how I do these, and I'm pretty sure it's how most people do them, is what you start doing. If you can see that split. So you grind this edge until you see that split. Once you see that split, I'm actually gonna flip the door over to do this, but I'm gonna flip the door over on its, outside. I'm gonna grind this all the way around, all the way down this seam, all the way down that back seam. Then I'll take a die grinder where I have that black mark, you can see it right there, and I'll cut that, and I'll just peel up this edge. Because basically what you're doing, you're splitting the crimp. That seam is where it's crimped. So this part on the bottom and this part on the top is the same panel, and that's where they were meeting. That's where they were attached. Now they're not. So I'll do that all the way around. I'll cut right there, boom, 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 a little bit with my die grinder, and then I'll cut across the top, and I'll take that whole panel off. Then the top panel will be separated from the inside panel, and then I'll be able to fit the new panel and mess that around and all that stuff. So that's basically where we're at right now today. I am working on, not that it really mattered, but this was kind of beat up looking, this filler neck. So I just scuffed it, cleaned it up. I threw a quick coat of paint. I gotta throw one or two more coats, just rattle can, but I'm just gonna clean it up so it doesn't look as crappy. And then I had shown one of the other videos, I had a few of these hose clamps that were in real rough shape, so I ended up replacing some of those. They were in bad shape. Some of the hoses were splitting at the ends. I cut them, took care of the splits. Basically all I'm doing right there, just cleaning that up. I did kind of take a little bit of electrical tape and I wrapped it around where that gets close to that mount there. I put put a zip tie to hold the two together, but it really, I mean, if it rubs a little bit, it's gonna rub on the zip tie, it's gonna rub on the electrical, it shouldn't rub through the hose. I mean, obviously I'll keep my eye on it because I know it's close, but I don't think that's gonna be a big problem. And that's it. So I figured do a little quick update to show you what we're working on today. We're gonna work on this door. So fortunately I can't hold the camera and work on the door at the same time, but as I go through my steps, I'll grab the camera and I'll update. So the next time you see this, it should be lower panel removed and then going from there. All right.